I'm Mackenzie.
I'm Catherine.
And today we're doing a book cake tag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically we're making a cake out of books.
Literary cake.
Literary cake. Alright, let's get started. So, first on the recipe is the flour. It's a book that's slow but picks up speed. So
for that, I chose City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. And just like the explanation, it was pretty slow in the beginning, but at the end it was very intense and very good, and I love it very much. Yeah.
For this, I chose Alienated by Melissa Landers. And I just finished this today. But it wasn't terrible at the beginning, but like at the end it was like, oh my gosh, this is going crazy. Like, been waiting for this all book, so it's a good book.
And then for mine, I chose The Hobbit because at the beginning of this book, it's really, really slow, but then as the story goes on, it does pick up speed. Okay, so next in the recipe, number 2, is the margarine, which has a rich plot.
So for this one, I chose The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. This book, if you have not read it, is extremely good. The movie is also amazing, and it's just a very good, rich plot. It's really good.
For this, I chose, I don't know what I'm talking about, The Archive by Victoria Schwab. I can't speak. I just really liked the whole idea and like fantasy that she took on this, and it was like a totally new thing, and the plot line was like totally like crazy new and awesome. It's really good.
And for me, the book that I chose for the margarine was Paper Towns because I really, really love the plot in this story, and I feel like it's really, really well thought out. Okay, so next in the recipe is the eggs, which it was a book that you thought was going to be bad, but it actually turned out being good.
And for this book, I chose Wonder by R.J. Palacio, I believe is how you pronounce it. And this book we actually read in class, and just as every other single book you read in class, I did not think it was going to be interesting. I thought it just to be another boring read, but I actually loved it. It's a really good story. It's a great plot. I loved it. It was a great
Backstory on this book. Before, our teacher would let us read while she was reading, and so we would, but then this time she said we couldn't, and so we all got mad and we took it out on the book. And then we realized it was actually a good book.
Yeah, so the first 2 chapters I didn't even listen to her reading it.
Yeah, I was like, this is stupid. Why can't we read?
I know.
And then,
I'd be like, yeah. And
then we're like, oh my gosh.
It's so good. I love you, Augie.
Okay, I chose To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. And this is a classic, and one day I saw it in Walmart and I picked it up for some reason. I don't know why, but I just did. And so then I read it and I was like, it's probably going to suck. I've never read a classic before. Wow. I actually really enjoyed this. It was a really good book. And my favorite classic, although I haven't read that many.
Okay, so for me, my eggs was Inkheart because even though I did see the movie before I saw this, like, I didn't think the book was going to be very good. I don't know why. It just, to me, like,
looks kind of boring by the cover.
It looks kind of boring by the cover. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. It just didn't look very good to me. But this is a very good example why you don't judge a book by its cover, because it's actually really good.
Usually, if I had never heard of a book before, if it's a pretty cover, I'll just buy it.
Yeah. Don't diss a book because of its cover, but love a book because of its cover.
So then the next ingredient is sugar, which is a book that you thought was really sweet.
I chose The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. This book, it takes place in the 60s, and so it's a very different time, very different kind of way of life. But I think kind of the ending, the way it's all resolved, is a very sweet ending. It's a very lovable ending, and I enjoyed it.
The main character is pretty sweet too.
Yeah, Pony Boy is pretty awesome.
Okay, for this I chose The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. And even though the story does deal with like hard, like sad topics, it's also like sweet, like with friendship and like self-discovery and stuff. So it's sweet in that sense. So.
So my book for this was An Abundance of Catherines, which I don't have with me. But I really thought that it was a very sweet book because the main character, Colin, is kind of like trying to figure out his way through relationships and trying to find like an algebraic theorem for relationships. And I just thought the whole plot line for that was really sweet. So the next ingredient is The Icing, which is a book that basically covers all the elements.
For this book, I chose Divergent by Veronica Roth. I love this book so much. It's easily my favorite in the trilogy, and probably one of my top favorites of 2013. It's amazing. I love it so much.
For this, I chose Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. And Harry Potter is just perfect. It's just perfect. There's nothing wrong with Harry Potter. So, obvious choice. Obvious choice.
For me, the book that covers every single element is The Fault in Our Stars, because let's be honest, this book, it's funny, it's cute, it's touching, it's sad, it's romantic, it's everything that you would want out of a book. So, yeah. Fault in Our
Those
Stars.
are minus a little bit of the sad.
No.
Everything John Green does is perfect.
Yeah. John Green.
Those were good choices right there that round.
Mm-hmm.
Like top-notch books right there.
See the icings is the best part. Okay, so next ingredient is The Sprinkles, which is a series that you can always go back to.
Now for this, I also happen to choose Harry Potter, but I chose the old cover version.
These are both mine, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't really bring my copies. Anyways, so I don't think I have to explain myself how I would choose this book. I can always rely on Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter.
Okay, my choice is I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Lore. I love the Lorien Legacy series, and whenever I'm just like in a reading slump or I'm just like feeling down, I just like read this book over again. Maybe just like a part of it or something, or a part of any of the series really, and like just it makes me feel better. I love it. Makes me feel better.
Okay, so the book that I chose for Sprinkles is The Lightning Thief, which is part of the Percy Jackson series. And I've been reading this series since I was in 6th grade, and it really is a series you can always go back to, partly because there's still books coming out for it. But that's partly why I chose it, because it's still ongoing. It's not over yet. It's not. So, yeah, this is a series that I go back to. And finally, the last ingredient is the cherry on top, which is the best book that you've read this year.
So for me, I chose City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. Do not have it with me because I neglected to bring it. But that book was absolutely fantastic. It was a perfect way to end the whole series. It was beautiful. Oh, it was perfect. Thank you, Cassandra Clare. It was beautiful. I wouldn't have changed anything about it.
It's hard to follow that one. My choice, I haven't read City of Heavenly Fire, so no kidding. My choice,
Just a little bit
though,
behind.
is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I recently finished this. And oh my gosh, I love it. I'm like obsessed with it. I need the next book. Like, oh. I was in a book hangover after finishing this one. Oh, it was bad. I was like, I can't read anything. Nothing compares. But then I read a book. But
Then
yeah,
I read some more and I was happy again.
favorite of the year so far.
And then my favorite one of the year so far was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I don't have that with me either. But I really liked the book because it was a great book. Everything about it I loved. There was a lot of elements from it that were kind of the fangirl elements, so if you're a fangirl, you can totally compare to it. Kenzie. But yeah, I really liked it. There's a lot of writing, really good writing parts of it. I mean, in the book, the girl writes a lot about fan fiction and stuff like that. So I liked that part of it, and it really talks about what's good writing is. And yeah, it's a great book.
All right,
So,
that's our
That's a
book cake tag.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. 'Cause
Here's my
I
cake.
did. Oh, my cake is missing its cherry.
My
Look at
cake is missing its sugar and its cherry.
Oh, my cake is lopsided.
It's not very
Oh no,
sticky.
my cake is falling. My cake is coming.
Cake.
My cake is pretty attractive. If I say so myself, I would eat this up.
Oh, ice cream.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon with another video.
Bye.